Afternoon, everyone. I'm Fran Moroney. I'm Manager Regional Libraries at Gladstone. We have 6 libraries altogether. We also do Out and About, which is not a mobile library service. It's in a van that goes to our far-flung areas, 2 of which are right on the border of Bundaberg here. So our territory goes from Agnes Water in the south up to Mount Larkham in the north. We have 4 single person libraries and 2 larger libraries. So the Precinct Library is our latest event, I guess you could say. Like every other public library in the 20s, Gladstone libraries are trying to provide more services in our existing libraries which don't often have enough space. Over the last 3 to 4 years, we've been making some big changes to our existing libraries and have been designing some exciting new spaces. This is Miriam Vale Library, so we've managed to extend our outdoor area with a grant and some capital works funding from the council. We've got play equipment, a reading area. This was actually the old council building, and it's turned out beautifully, and people are actually sitting out there. The local play group comes to Miriam Vale now to have their play group. It's worked out really well. We've also altered Agnes Water Library. The Croft area is between the community hall and the Agnes Water Library. The Agnes Water Library has huge amounts of tourists who will want to use the free Wi-Fi and no space in the library. So the Wi-Fi extends out to the Croft. You can sit out there. It's partially shaded, so even on a hot day it's relatively cool. And the mural was from one of the council summer youth programs, which was really cool. I want to do the other half of the wall as well in a mural, which would be really nice. That one was from a state library grant, and we've also got another grant from one of the local industries to do the back of Agnes Library as well. Now, the Precinct Library this is what our space currently looks like now. Before I go on to that, sorry, I missed a bit. During the pandemic, Gladstone and Boyne libraries, which are our bigger libraries, also had a big change. We changed all our shelving around. We've moved to genre shelving. We moved all our libraries to genre shelving, which in the small libraries makes it a bit difficult because you've only got maybe 20 books in science fiction or something like that, but it has worked and I think generates more interest with the customers. So our recent change though has been for the Phillip Street Precinct Library. So the Phillip Street Precinct is a council and partnership community building. It's unusual for the rest of Queensland. Apparently it's the first one. So it includes council buildings, the Community Engagement Centre, which is a council building, Neighbourhood Centre, the Salvation Army and Communities for Children are all in the one precinct. At the time of building, I said, how come there's not a library there? But there wasn't one. So I was a bit sad about that. But it is also run collaboratively, so it's a bit of a different type of area. The reason we're out at Phillip Street originally was because there's venue booking required out there and no staff to do so. So it was thought that the library staff could do the venue booking, but there was nowhere to put the library. So the space we now have is in the foyer of the Nawali building, which is a huge space of 4 by 5 metres square. It currently holds a small selection of items, a desk for the staff, a reserve shelf and seating, both for our customers and for those waiting to be seen in the consultation rooms. The consultation rooms are run by the Community Advisory Service and they're rented out to medical professionals, speech pathologists, people like that. So the original space looked like this, was full of seating and nothing else. And how are we going to deliver a library service in here? And we also had a thing we had no budget and it wasn't to cost any extra money. So we basically did some budget fiddling, took all the shelving money from the other libraries, and decided what would we do. We had to keep to the colour scheme, so had to find a colour that matched, and also to my philosophy of trying to get the same shelving as everyone, all the other libraries, instead of having 6 different types of shelving that don't fit together. So we had a bit of an effort trying to get what we actually wanted, and also how are we going to maximise our tiny space. So we got shelving on wheels. It's actually a great colour match, considering like I looked one afternoon and said that's the one we're going to get. We also had a very short time frame that we had to deliver this. The time frame did blow out because none of the manufacturers had any steel. So it did take a bit longer than we really wanted to do. I love slat wall shelving because you can put it everywhere. So we've put it in every possible space that we could try to fit it. And we've moved some of the furniture. Now, the furniture has been repurposed at Calliope Library, who had older furniture. So we've taken a fair bit of the furniture out to Calliope Library. So again, we're maximising what we've got to provide more spaces and better seating at Calliope as well now. So we've had some very interesting challenges and opportunities for this space. We would love to have a big library out at Phillip Street one day because our Gladstone City Library does not meet the standard. It was built pre-amalgamation, but now we're the central library and don't have any space. So one day we'd love to have a new building, maybe at Phillip Street or somewhere else, but this is what we've got right now. So what we had to do, what could we fit in there? We fitted in basically 4 shelves on the left, 4 shelves on the right, slat wall on a little bit, the reserve shelf at the end. On one side we've got junior books, junior non-fiction, junior fiction, YA. On the other side we've got large print, adult fiction and adult non-fiction. On the slat wall we have picture books. And we have had requests from the parents who use it for more board books, so it's evolving already. It's only been staffed since mid-August. So it's already changing. We haven't put DVDs out there because it's unmanned part of the time, but there are talking books. So that was one of our problems. We thought, what else can we do? We salvaged a desk from somewhere else to use the desk. We also have no data points and 1 PowerPoint. So all of which are in the corner where the desk is now. So we have a laptop and we did have a monitor that came from a previous project that was still in a box, so he's in a monitor. We did get, the pad that you can borrow things on from FE Technology. But we've currently, because the laptop came fine, but there's not enough USB ports now, so we had to get an extension port because we have no phone. So we had to get a mobile phone, which was Jamie's. And I said, do you need your phone? Then we had to change it over, took IT a few weeks, I don't know why. But it has to be charged, the laptop has to be charged. There's nowhere to have an OPAC, so we've got a tablet on the wall, which there's no PowerPoint for, so we have a power bank for the laptop, which also is charged. So our hours are 9 to 1, and at 1, all the charging things go on, and except for the power pack, which we charge during the day, then we plug it into the OPAC for overnight in the afternoons. So that was one of our big problems, was the electricity and the data. We also thought, what sort of resources are we going to have? Do we want to have heaps? Are we going to do an exchange every 2 weeks? What are we going to do? Currently, at the moment, it's mainly a pickup point for reserves. People don't have to come into town. They can go to Phillip Street to pick up their reserves, which is becoming quite a thing. So we haven't really had to swap the books around yet, but I do think that'll come once people actually realise we're there. We haven't advertised because I wanted to see how it would work, but we're hoping to have a launch, fortunately while I'm away, next month, which will be quite a big affair and will include all the partners and do things like that. We already run programs out there even though we didn't have a library. We run in conjunction with Community for Children's Little Steps, which is a couple of storytelling things a week, and we also run Playtime at the Precinct, which is every fortnight. But it does entail us dragging everything out to the precinct and taking everything back from the precinct. But it is, those people were our first program people, of course, so we say, oh, look, the library's open, come and borrow things. So it's going well. We're going to get a door counter because I want to actually see how many people are coming in to the door. It has increased people coming to the Community Engagement Centre, which is thrilling the staff there because they moved from the city centre out to Phillip Street. They weren't getting the engagement that they had been getting before. So now people are coming in saying, oh, look, they're over there now. So that's working really well. Our desk here, we've got our reserve shelf. You can see a bit more. We didn't think about, we need a return trolley. We need a return, I'm nearly done, sorry. We need a return chute, but we don't want to disturb the layout of the outside buildings. So we've basically got a mailbox from Bunnings. But it fits like it looks like it belongs there, and we're waiting for the sign to go over the top where you could put your magazines. So we do have a bit of a problem with staffing because A, it's not supposed to cost us any money. So currently we're using our current casuals who then can't work at Gladstone or Boyne at the same time because we can't use them for that same hour. But it will work out, I think. We've maximised our space, as I said. I'll go quickly. We did our signing with the cricket. If you haven't got a cricket, I love the cricket. So we did all our signs with the cricket because I thought that, and it matches even, so it looks really cool. This is coming up from the main street to the precinct. We've got our library flags out the front now. We're getting there slowly, I think. With my future librarian glasses on, once we advertise, I think we'll run out of space in like a year. And my main thing would be then I can use that to say, why haven't we started stage 2? We should have a big library here, blah, blah. And maybe it'll happen before I retire. Thank you.